Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Working on my 2002 Honda CR-V. It has the 2.4 liter engine. I went to remove the thermostat housing here in the front and this backing assembly here ended up malfunctioning, and I'll show you what happened, and you can replace this backing mount here. I got a replacement out of California. This is a Chinese reproduction piece. I'll give you the part number for this. It mounts to the block, and then your thermostat mounts here to the front. There's two hoses back here, a rubber hose that you disconnect, and this is a metal heater bypass that just fits into the top of the plastic mount here with a rubber gasket. An O-ring goes on this metal tubing. So let me bring you here to the front and I'll show you the old one. So this is the old one, and this is how the thermostat body would mount here in the front. This thermostat ended up breaking here. The whole guts of the unit would sit in here, and these two plastic tabs keep everything in place. So this one here is shot. I'll show you what the main issue was. You see these three brass tabs, they're just pressed into the plastic, and what had happened in my case is this brass tab just kept spinning in the plastic. I could not get the final nut off. I ended up removing this whole assembly, ended up breaking this tab here on the end. So that's what ended up happening, is this brass just kept freewheeling. I could not get the thermostat off. So these are about $12 on Fleabay. I'll give you a part number for this. So in order to do this job, just follow the procedure for removing the starter, and that will give you plenty of access to remove this piece. It's pretty simple. There's a gasket here which mounts against the block, fits into this channel. And if I were you, I would get a new O-ring. This metal heater hose assembly, the tube fits into here. There's a rubber O-ring on the end of the metal pipe, and it just fits in here and creates a seal. Does not come with this assembly. If you want to buy that, you got to buy it separately. Hopefully I can find a part number and include it in your wish list. I'm just reusing the old one right now. I've put antifreeze in the system halfway just to see if I've got any leaks. There is antifreeze in here now, and I've let it sit for about 60 minutes, and nothing is dripped out. So I think I got a good tight connection all the way around. So your manifold comes off. Just follow the instructions. There's a few other guys that will show you how to get the manifold off. The intake. That way you have access to the starter in those videos, but we don't want to mess with the starter. That's staying in place, but it gives you the necessary access here to replace the backing assembly to the thermostat assembly. Hope this was helpful. I looked at the bottom here to try to do the job from underneath, and it would just be too difficult to reach everything. You can reach everything from above here. You have plenty of space to do the job. You're just going to have to remove the intake and the air filter box and the battery. It goes battery, air filter box, and then finally the intake comes off. I have it resting up here on the top. The cables are still attached, but all the hoses and quick disconnects are off. Hope this was helpful. Since we have no dripping down here, I'm going to go ahead and complete the job, put the intake back on. So this is what it looks like from above. Another tip for you. There's a 12mm bolt here, which keeps this metal heater tube attached to the block. Remove this and it'll give you a little bit of play when you're going to wiggle this assembly back together again. It kind of moves the pipe out a little bit so you can wiggle this back on. Then come back over here and put your 12mm bolt back on. That's a helpful tip. It moves the whole assembly over a couple inches, really makes it easy to do the job. Then put it back in here so you have this firmly attached to the block again. Anywho, there you go. I appreciate you coming out looking at this 2002 CRV. We've done quite a bit of work to it. Last thing I did was the AC compressor. I've had cold air for a few weeks now, so totally psyched about that. We're getting into the summer months. I'll be really happy having air now. That job went well, so did a lot to this so far. Hopefully it lasts me another 100,000 miles. I think I have 198,000 on it now. Hopefully I can get 300 out of it. Anyway, appreciate you kids looking at this thing. Come back and see me for more how-to CRV videos. I'll probably be doing some lock actuators next. Those are on the way from China. See you later.